everyone, welcome to another video for SimonsSaysStamp.com. Today I'm starting out with the postage stamp edge frame dies from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm cutting out some watercolor paper. I'm going to be stamping a little snowman character from Newton's Nook. And this little frame, the smallest of the postage stamp edge frames, is the perfect size for the snowman that I wanted to use. So I'm just running this through my Big Shot machine to cut that out. And while I have my die cutting machine out, I thought it would be nice to cut a sentiment for the inside of the card as well. So I'm using the Thanks die and just some Nina Solo Bright cardstock. It's just some leftover scraps from a previous project. Poking out those interior pieces with my Tim Holtz craft pick. And then I'm going to be stamping the snowman. This is from the Frozen Friends stamp set from Newton's Nook. I'm using archival jet black ink. I'm going to be doing some watercoloring with some distress markers, so it was essential to use a waterproof ink. So I'm just stamping that right on that die cut that I've cut out previously with the postage stamp edge dies. Stamping that down really well, making sure I press the center. And I'm going to be using some distress markers. I'm starting out with tumbled glass. And the one thing you have to remember with distress markers when you're going to be watercoloring is that you want to apply the color where you want it the darkest, so most likely where the shadows would be. So I went kind of underneath his arms and the hot cocoa mug and around his hat and, right on the scarf. And then I'm going in with a water brush and just gently pulling that color in from those edges. I'm trying to leave the center of the areas white. Particularly on the snowman part, because I do want the snowman to look like he's white but just has a little bit of shading. The other areas, I want it the full color to go all the way across the shape. So with this Dusty Concord, I put it over on the side where I want the shading to be, but then I'm going to pull the color over to the rest of the shape. I'm using ripe persimmon on his little carrot nose. And I'll just put that down, and I'll do the same thing where I just pull it over with that water brush so that it fills the entire space of the carrot. I wanted to use some bright, vibrant colors, so at first I used picked raspberry, and then I'll be using peacock feathers for his hat and his scarf and his mittens. I wanted to use those colors in particular because I wanted to kind of stay away from Christmas colors, because I think generally you would probably use this image for a Christmas card, but today I'm making kind of like a winterish thank you card. This would be a great thank you card to send to someone who has sent you a Christmas gift. So I wanted to use some definitely non-Christmas colors. So using teal and pink and then a purple mug, I thought it just helped it so it didn't immediately read Christmas. So if you're going to make some kind of a holiday thank you cards that are similar to this, you might also consider something like that. Use kind of wintertime colors, so like icy blues and grays and things like that, or even just bright, vibrant colors, because the wintertime is always a great time to have some bright, vibrant colors, because I don't know about wintertime where you guys live, but where I live, it's gray and gloomy, and any bit of colorful, bright and sunny anything is absolutely welcome around this time of year where I live. So I just used some pumice stone to put a little shadow underneath the snowman, and then I'm going to move on to the rest of the card. The card front is made out of Nina Desert Storm cardstock, and I've cut it and folded it to be a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square card. And then I'm taking another piece of some, let's see, this is Sea Glass from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm using the Sea Glass ink and one of the snowflakes from the same stamp set just to add a little bit of a repeated pattern. It's not really truly repeated because it's kind of random, but I wanted those snowflakes to cover the entire area of that cardstock. And after I had it stamped, I put a little bit of tape runner adhesive on the back and then adhered it to the very bottom of the front of the card. And this is going to go right underneath that colored piece that I've already done. Took my corner chomper and used the 1/2 inch rounder on the bottom corners of the card. And I didn't do the top corners at this point, but you'll see me punch them here in a minute. I used my Copic multi-liner black pen just to put in a dash line. You could use whatever black pen you have on hand. That's just the one that I have on my desk. So here's when I decided, yes, I do want the top parts of the card rounded. And now I'm trying to get the spacing just right for the sentiment that I'm going to stamp. The sentiment says, "Snow one like you." I think it's so cute, especially for a thank you card. And I figured out that I needed to have it really close to the edge of the card to give enough room for the snowman on the left side. So I stamped that in archival jet black ink just to match the black that's on the snowman. And then I put foam squares behind the snowman piece and adhered that to the front of the card. And that finishes the front of the card, but like I said, I'm going to adhere that thanks die cut on the inside. Just putting the little dots of glue with some Tombow Mono Multi Glue, just some little spots on that die cut, and then press it down onto the inside of the card. And that pretty much finishes my card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed and that you make some kind of wintertime thank you cards for, on your own. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.